morning, Azeroth. Broadcasting live from the Trade District of Stormwind.
Hey, who rerouted arcane relay through the coffee pot again?
Coffee's done.
Hang on. I think we got it.
This is Azeroth Morning Radio. Warcraft for the rest of us.
And good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome. This is Azeroth Morning Radio.
Hello.
It's episode 10 here at AMR. So stoked to have you all here. It's been 10 episodes. Wow, we got some stuff to talk about. And anyway, we are your hosts. My name is Jibbs. I'm joined by Kash.
Hey everybody, good morning. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday last week, as mine was. And I think that we're truly catching this recording in the morning.
Yeah, it is a morning show, you know.
You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm only 2 cups of coffee down so far, but
Yes. Yes, work schedules have forced us to do the early morning Black Friday recording. Oh, man. I think we're both still waking up, to be honest with you. But it really is a morning show this time around. This really is a morning.
yeah, sometimes the magic of Hollywood may make you think that we're recording a morning show, even though we're recording in the evening, but we're never going to tell you, except for right now, because you can hear it in my voice that I literally rolled out of bed, poured some coffee. I got a little early morning stretch, and then bam, here we are.
Well, what's been going on for you in Warcraft this week?
Well, I had a very busy week with work and a very busy week with getting stuff ready because we hosted Pilgrim's Bounty at my bountiful table yesterday for the family. So there was a lot of getting ready for that, but I have been able to get some good time in with the peeps, with our friends. It seems like people kind of on holiday schedules and stuff been able to get together and play some games, which has been really a good time. And continuing to work through some stuff with my daughter, who's still really enjoying Warcraft.
Nice.
And I continue to check my BattleNet and catch her on midday, just out doing her thing. And that's been a lot of fun, kind of helping run her through some stuff, getting her acclimated to Azeroth. And I have been consuming the Pilgrim's Bounty, which has really been a lot of fun. I was looking at all my achievements for it, and I had one achievement left. It was the turkey shooter achievement. And I think it's called Turkey Lurkey.
Yeah.
Or Lurkey Turkey.
Yeah.
Where you have to use your turkey shooter that you get through the recipes, where you're making the recipes for the NPCs, those dailies, and you get a turkey shooter. And you can take that turkey shooter, and for this particular achievement, you have to kill a rogue of every race of the opposite faction. And I had 2 left. I had a troll rogue and I had a goblin rogue that I had to shoot with a turkey shooter. And so I did some hunting, and early mornings I would head to Orgrimmar and stalk around in kitty stealth form on my Druid. And I actually ended up catching one of them. One of them I did totally legit. One of them I did totally cheating. But the goblin rogue, I happened to fly right by their PvP area, and there was a goblin rogue super early in the morning sitting on a target dummy. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. So I stealthed in there, shot him with my turkey shooter, got credit for that one, stealthed up. I shadow melded and then went into stealth super quick. And the funny part is, this goblin rogue got transformed into a turkey, and he stayed on the target dummy as a turkey for several minutes. Didn't even bother looking for me, knowing that there's probably an alliance character around here somewhere. Didn't even bother. stayed on the target dummy. I took some screenshots of it and then, shot it out to friends in Discord that, okay, I got one left. I just have one left. And I searched and searched and searched for a troll rogue for 3 days, going back and forth from Orgrimmar to Dornogal, just all the areas that I thought I could possibly find one and was not able to find one. So Ardeath, one of our buddies, quickly made a troll rogue and met me, and I was able to shoot him and get that achievement done. So
that's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, with doing those dailies, the other thing I was able to do, and I wasn't sure if you knew about this, I put a screenshot up, but there's some sneaky gifts you can get, transmogs you can get if you do those dailies, the Pilgrim's Bounty dailies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new backpack and 4 versions of it.
I saw that. That's so cool.
So I got 2 of the 4.
Oh, nice.
That's been my week in WoW, pretty much.
That's awesome. Yeah, those backpacks are super cool. The little, are they just different colors? Like, 'cause it looks like there's like a knapsack, and then it looks like a little book that's latched on, then some bread. Trying to get Yeah. Are they just different colors?
They're just different colors, but the colors are really good. Like I got, I think I got the brown one and the green one so far, and I'm going to keep trucking through because we have a few days left to enjoy Pilgrim's Bounty. So, and they're very, very easy to do. And if you want a little hint at some easy ways to do the Pilgrim's Bounty, first of all, you have to be, I think, 280 in classic cooking to get it done. And that was one thing that we did for my daughter was because she wanted to do the Pilgrim's Bounty. So we went ahead and got her leveled up on her classic cooking. But if you have that and you're able to learn all those recipes, it's a lot of back and forth, at least on the Alliance side, from Darnassus to Ironforge to Stormwind.
Yeah.
Stock up on the items that are available in those cities for the cooking. So I think Stormwind, it's pumpkins and turkeys. You gotta stock up on those. So grind that out a little bit or just buy what you need. And then when you go to Teldrassil, Darnassus, you'll need the sweet potatoes, stock up on those. And then you'll go to Ironforge and you stock up on the cranberries. And if you have plenty of that stock, then you can do the dailies pretty easy. Then you're just traveling back and forth once you make the recipes. But yeah, little tip for you if you're doing Pilgrim's Bounty.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been a fun week. Definitely in Warcraft. Everything from our group, we took some my warlock in with the guys. They brought me in to a mythic for the first time, and it's like no secret that I am typically that mythics are not my home. There's other shows out there that do a great job covering top tier content. That is not us, and that is definitely not me when it comes to running mythics. And so that was like my first real rodeo doing it. And I'm like, they're like, do you want to go? I'm like, do you mind a 680 gear score? And they're like, no, you're fine. I'm like, okay. So I just hung out in the back and threw chaos bolts like crazy. Died a few times, but it was a really good time. And then from there, just a lot of PvP, of course, Pilgrim's Bounties out and about, and then some more roleplay for me this week. But yeah, I got into professions for the first time since 12 years ago. Like really got into it 10 to 12 years ago. And yeah, that was something, let me tell you, because I'm like, like in my head, I'm like, I need to go out and get those things because I the keys are inside the car. No, it's like I had to get out and about, and so it was fun. Picked up jewelry crafting right now, and yeah, man, I'm stoked. And it was something we were going to cover here on the show, but we could talk about it real briefly here. WoW had just dropped their housing feature, their database full of items. You can go to everyone who's listening, and even you, Kash, I don't know if you know this. You can go to the database, you can search by race, you can search by theme, you can search by crafting profession and see everything that can be made. It is glorious.
Yeah, that's going to help out the developers of Homebound too. That add-on that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
That's going to help them a ton, I would imagine, because they're going to be able to go into there and start populating that add-on quite a bit more.
Yeah.
And that is one of the exciting things, I think, about housing and, the next few weeks in particular, because housing, of course, is going to be released as we talk about this. The patch is out.
Yeah.
So, once you start listening to this episode, that patch is going to be out. And it excites me for you with jewelry crafting, because there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to discover that you're going to be able to make, and it's going to push you forth to be able to gather the items that you need to level up that profession, and you're going to start unlocking things. And that is true for every profession. It's going to be an excellent way and an alternative way to play the game. And to me, it's very exciting that as we move forward in the timeline of World of Warcraft, they continually add things like this that add depth to your gameplay.
Oh, yeah. And first thing I saw was an alchemist table, and there's all kinds of stuff sitting on top of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right up Kash's alley. And so, yeah, it's, you want to talk about spinning? I can't wait. And yeah, this episode will be coming out on patch day, and that's something we're going to talk about too. But yeah, man, it's exciting for people that like us and so many others who have been just chomping at the bit to get into housing, and just the fact that, we're going to be doing that thing, especially with our friends. It's going to be a great time. So looking forward to it.
Hey, don't forget your HOA fees. You can pay them directly to me.
All right, well, folks, thank you again so much for tuning in. This is AMR. Thank you so much for pushing play. It's 10 episodes here. And, there's a lot of things that are actually happening behind the scenes that won't fully reveal themselves for a little bit. But Kash and I have, one of the things you do here on the podcast is you review the things that, what's working, what's not working, what things are worth pushing in and not doing. And so we are actively doing that. And there's some exciting things coming down the pike for you guys, especially something that's an ongoing project that will release at year one. When year one drops, we have something very, very special for you guys that we don't want to give you any details just yet, but something you can actively look forward to. And we are actively working on it every episode behind the scenes for that sort of thing. But this week here on the show, we are uncovering the secrets in World of Warcraft. We got transmog updates. We've got Midnight's release day, housing competition, and so much more. Folks, this podcast is for you, the working professional, the 9-to-5ers, the weekend warriors. If you're a casual like us, well, welcome home. We'll be right back.
Hi there, morally flexible magic users. Are you tired of digging up your own corpses?
Hello?
Throwing your back out, hoisting heavy, headless humans?
What's your problem?
Well, stop that, because here at Necromancers Are Us, your one-stop shop for all things slightly deceased. We've got everything you need to spice up your dark rituals.
Who dares to summon me?
Try our Budget Bones bundle. Perfect for students of the necrotic arts. Skeletons may be missing a rib or two, but hey, who isn't?
I wasn't using that one anyway.
Looking for something premium? Feast your eyes on our super deluxe Corpse de la Corpse. Comes with 2 arms, 1 soul fragment, and a warranty that definitely won't hold up in court.
Cogs and sprockets.
Need bodies in bulk? Starting a zombie choir? Ask about our party packs. The more you buy, the more you animate. So come on down to Necromancers Are Us, located right between the abandoned graveyard and that swamp your mother said not to play in, aka Duskwood. Tell them Snicklefizz Gear Spark sent you, and get a free complimentary tow. Don't ask where we got it. Necromancers Are Us. If we can't raise it, it's really dead.
Hey guys, my name's Ardeth, and when I'm not running for my life in arenas as a warlock, I'm listening to Azeroth Morning Radio.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's Azeroth Morning Radio here. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging out. And you know what? It's time for Heroes Call.
Heroes Call. Oh, man. That was a little premature. I was taking a sip of coffee.
You were
when I hit
mid-sip.
that button. I was like,
Slurping that thing down quick.
you have 2.1 seconds to clear your throat of your morning sustenance before it's your turn to talk. Adventurers, we are on the Heroes Call board for this 10th episode, and something that I've been eyeballing for a while. I joined this Discord about 2 months ago, and I've just kind of been eyeballing it a little bit. And something that we're going to cover here a little bit later on down the show, as we continue with the show, is the reason that I dove into this particular Discord, and all shall be revealed. But if you've never heard of it, there is a Discord for World of Warcraft. It's unofficial. This is all fans, which makes it completely Heroes Callboard worthy. But the WoW Secret Finding and Collections Discord. If you ever had any questions about how people get certain things, certain mounts, certain pets, the WoW Secret Finding and Collections Discord is most likely a reason, because the people in here are fantastic, crafty, and very, very good at uncovering the hidden secrets of World of Warcraft. And if you didn't know at all, the developers at Blizzard put in all kinds of things into the game. And we talk about little cryptic things and hints that they put in places. We talk about that stuff on this show. And this group puts the time together to figure a lot of these items out. And we're going to give you some examples here of some of the things that they do uncover. But this Discord is very, very interesting. These are the folks that are diving into the mystery behind these items. It is a massive Discord community. I think at the last count, there was like over 200,000 people in this Discord. So keep that in mind if you're looking or searching for something, that it can get a little bit diluted because the Discord is so large. But back in 2016, this Discord was created, and Blizzard has actually officially recognized it in their community Discords program. So I think there are some developers in there that like hang out. As a matter of fact, one of the rules that they talk about in the Discord is do not ping these folks. Like, they are here to help us and, guide us along and maybe give some commentary here and there, but they don't want you pinging them, which I completely understand. Like, if you have some question about, hey, where do you find this, piece of cracker? Because I'm trying to uncover this. You don't just go straight to the devs and ask them that. These are things that are most likely found within this Discord anyway, if you do a good search for them. But anyway, the primary focus of the WoW Secret Finding and Collections Discord is to collaborate. The members here collaborate to discover hidden or obscure content within the WoW game, and occasionally adjacent games. So other Blizzard games and stuff too. So I would imagine like Hearthstone and some other stuff. There's other things that you can find and little, connecting the dots. A lot of that stuff happens in the World of Warcraft community and within the IP. But solving in-game secrets that's their gig. That's what they do. And I've watched a few videos on YouTube now for some specific things that people look for, some specific secrets that they uncover. And a lot of times the way they get there is absolutely mind-blowing, that there's that level of ingenuity and detective work and just being a dang good sleuth that some of our fellow players can have, and putting these things together. Like, there was one, and I believe it was a mount that they were looking to uncover the secret to how to get this mount. And like, it got down to zeros and ones. I'm talking just straight code, and transforming that code into numbers, which equal a series of things that you need. It's just the way they do it. I'm telling you, I am way too dumb to fully describe how a lot of the stuff gets taken care of. But if you're looking to find some of these things and you have a specific item you're looking for, or maybe there was a video that you watched or somebody told you, oh yeah, you can get this mount, but it's, there's a secret way to get this mount. This is the Discord for you. It's excellent. There's channels for all kinds of different stuff. If there's an active investigation going on, they will have channels for that where people can collaborate and start to figure that stuff out. But they've figured out a bunch of things so far, and I'm going to give you some examples of it. There are, let's see here. So there's Incognito, which is a secret. There's the Riddler's Mindworm, the Sundarter Hatchling, the Lucid Nightmare, Una, like a lot of these are pets. Hive Mind, if you've never seen that one, that is in there. The one I'm going to talk about in a little bit and give you kind of an example is Jennifer, which is, it's Jenafur, like fur, like furry, like Pet the Furry Wall. It's a pet. It's a battle pet that you can get. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that one as an example. But there's mounts. There's the Time Lost Proto-Drake, Poseidus, the Gray Riding Camel. And there's not a bunch. I'd probably say there's probably 20 of these mysteries that this Discord has uncovered. And it's really, really something special if you're into that kind of stuff. I completely am. We've talked about it before on the show. I'm the kind of guy that will, zoom into text or something that's written. And if it's in, a certain language where there's some kind of a cipher, like I'm trying to decipher what this piece of lore is saying. I was really big for it in Star Wars, like when I'd see Arabash on a wall or something.
Oh yeah.
Or even Jibbs came out and had a visit a few years back, and we went to Galaxy's Edge in Anaheim, and there's Arabash written everywhere, and of course it's a different language, so we're trying to decode what these things say, in the areas of Galaxy's Edge, and like we love doing stuff like that, just finding the cryptic meaning, and that's what this Discord is all about. So if you're into that completionist side of World of Warcraft and just finding these obscure secrets or rare spawns or mounts or pets, you will have access and resources available to you to help you discover some of those things. If you need help with stuff, then there's different groups where you can learn about and share different discoveries that are in the game. And there's a lot of them. So like I was saying, I'm going to talk a little bit about Jennifer. Jennifer is like a void cat that you can get as a pet. And this one sparked my interest because I'm a cat dad. I have naked cats, the Sphinx cats in real life. And so I've kind of made it a thing to hunt down as many cats as I can possibly get in the game. Like it's either cat mounts or cat pets. I love them. So I try and find them all. And yes, I do have the Crazy Cat Dad title. You can also get the Crazy Cat Woman, I think Crazy Cat Man, Crazy Cat Woman title. Those are available in the game that you can get for collecting a certain amount and certain types of cats. But anyway, if you know who Signs of Kalani is, Kalani does some really good guide videos. And one of the ones he did was on Jennifer. It was a full guide with steps on how to unlock this void cat. So you're traveling to certain locations to pick up items and talk to NPCs, and you end up in Karazhan. And there's this is why it blows my mind how people figure stuff like this out. There's certain items of food after you clear Karazhan, certain items of food you have to pick up and place them in a certain order on certain floor titles. And then all of a sudden you unlock this cat pet that like shows up and you can go collect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This Discord, it is all about how people figure these little things out. And it just absolutely blows my mind because I wouldn't even know where to start. Like I said, I'm way too simple to be able to do this on my own. So check this Discord out. If you're interested in seeing it, you can join. Anybody can join the Discord. It's discord.com/invite/wow secrets to join the Discord. And you can kind of get started here. And we're gonna continue this a little bit in one of the topics that we're gonna talk about. But I guarantee you, with what we're gonna talk about here in the very near future on this show, this Discord is going to be fully involved in what's coming for us.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's awesome. I love that sort of thing. That's so cool. Yeah, folks, check it out. I love that stuff. It's so good. Now for the news.
Breaking news. Brought to all of yous by the Goblin News Network.
Midnight release date announced. This coming to us from Warcraft.com. So, folks, quote, prepare to face Xal'atath, the Harbinger and the Void. In World of Warcraft Midnight launching worldwide on March 2nd at 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST. Those of us like me who are on the Eastern Seaboard. Players who have purchased any edition of the Midnight expansion can secure housing early access starting December 2nd, aka release day of this show. You can't freaking wait to do that. So yeah, we have a release date, March 2nd, man. It's exciting. There was some stuff out there that was kind of like, I don't know if it was data mined or what people were doing. I don't know if it came from, I think it came from Wowhead actually. Like they kind of deduced that we're kind of around the March area based off of pre-patch dates that were listed in files. So this wasn't like a super big shock for me, to be honest with you, but I'm super stoked we're getting it before May. Like I honestly thought it could go to May. Here we are in spring.
Yeah, and I think when they put those release windows out because they'll put a release window out that says like the last possible date that they might do it. So I think they did say May. Right?
Did they? That may have been it. That's maybe where I heard that.
That may have been it.
Ah.
I think the reason they do that is because when the release of an expansion is tied to a purchase, they have to protect themselves.
Yeah.
But historically they've done that. But historically they've also released way earlier than that particular date. So I believe they have to give themselves some room to stay out of legal trouble because, there are people out there that would be like, that's false advertising. You said it was going to be here at a certain date and it's not. And those people, where the community as large as the World of Warcraft community, there are people out there that will throw hissy fits about stuff like that. And I kind of understand why. If you're putting your money towards something that says it's going to be out on a certain date, it should. So anyway, they give themselves some leeway there, but typically always release whatever they say they're going to release earlier.
Right.
So this is a good date, and I'm really looking forward to it and securing days off for it. Even though day one, how day ones usually work. Like, you'll have bugs and you'll have connection issues and such, but that's all part of it. It brings me back to the days of like Cataclysm and Wrath of the Lich King when I'd get together with friends and we'd all be in one room, legitimately all be in one room with laptops, and we'd just be leveling together. And
that's so fun.
It was good time. Yeah, man, it was a really good time. So I'm looking forward to that with friends here again for this one, because a lot of our friends will probably be taking some time off to dive into it and just run around and explore. And I'll probably be behind because I'll be running around picking flowers and looking at all the fun stuff, and they'll be leveling. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, folks, anyway, March 2nd for the release date of Midnight. And also, we're looking here at transmog beta updates. Now, this coming to us from November 25th on the official WoW forum. So, Kyvax, the community manager at Blizzard, took to the Warcraft forums and shared several major updates on transmog development. First, outfit slot unlocks are moving to warband wide instead of per character. This means your entire warband benefits from each unlock. Blizzard is also adjusting transmog pricing with major reductions coming. So saving a full outfit will cost about 60% less, that was a topic of conversation too. The outfit slots, holy cow, that was going to be expensive. It was definitely going to be a money sink. I see why they were initially doing that, I'll be honest, but I was just like, oh man, I'm going to have to start saving. Like that's a formidable amount of gold.
Yeah, I think that is something that this is a good change. And there's more changes we're going to talk about here, but that is a really good change to this system. And the reason being is because transmog is a lot of people's end game.
Oh yeah.
I fully understand this. And I just think that every single time I want to change a full outfit, whether it's for a holiday or as nerdy as it gets, if I'm adventuring in an area that looks cold, I'm putting on one of my cold weather transmogs.
Right.
Because it fits.
Right.
It fits my character.
Yep.
It helps me get into the game as opposed to, wearing lederhosen or something when I'm out in the wilderness and it's cold.
Often wear those?
Yeah, I'm wearing a pair right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Quipping weird.
Okay.
Yeah, so that explains the suspenders going up your butt crack this morning. We wondered.
But when you're transmogging a full outfit, right?
Yeah.
It's like 900 gold.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Yeah.
And granted, over years and years of playing, I have a decent amount of gold, but it doesn't mean that I want to spend it on $1,000 transmog every single time I want to change an outfit. And sometimes it's like I forget about it, and then you think about it. We've talked about it on the show. I wonder how much gold we've spent on transmog over time, and it blew our minds. We're like, oh my god, if you change your outfit like twice in a week, multiplied by the amount of time and weeks that we've played World of Warcraft, it is a formidable amount of gold.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I understand there needs to be some reasons for them to take some of your gold.
Absolutely.
To help. It's an economy thing, right?
Yeah.
It does help with economy. But man, it's expensive. So I'm happy about these changes.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, you're right. I mean, transmog is a major in-game component. It is for me. That's one of my favorite things in this game. And I bet you there are many weeks that I go negative on like my gold for the week just because of just transmogging, you know? Especially if you're, you know, dependent upon if you're running a lot of content or you're not, or, you know, maybe you're just hanging out somewhere. Like, yeah, so this is a really, really great change. And they kind of continue on here, too. It says, to break that down further, as far as the transmog pricing, slot unlock costs will still scale based on how many based on how many you already own. But overall, all slots will be around 80% cheaper than before. That's fantastic. I'm excited about that.
80%. That's huge.
That's massive. That's a massive discount.
And that means that the developers are listening.
Yes.
They're listening to what people want. And honestly, it's not gonna break the bank. It's not gonna completely destroy the economy to be able to do something like this. And they're looking at what the players want. You know, we want to change outfits more often and not have to worry about the cost. And there shouldn't be a barrier to entry on this for anybody if they don't have a whole lot of gold. They should still be able to make their characters look the way they want.
Agreed. And yes, the total number of available outfit slots is also increasing, up from 20 to a whopping 50 slots. This change comes directly from feedback asking for more flexibility. Dude, 50 slots. Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going to have an outfit for every day of the year or every month.
And I know you will, because I will say this about Jibbs. He is always the best dressed in any group.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the entertainment value, because your character always gets comments. Cool mog. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, folks, most of these pricing updates are expected to arrive in the next beta build on December 3rd. If you're doing that, and the Warband wide update will arrive in a later beta patch.
One last point on this. Going up from 20 slots to 50 slots, if you've ever taken part in the Trial of Style event that comes out, which is basically a transmog competition, this is going to help you exponentially, because there are certain categories when you do this Trial of Style event, and the categories that will pop up are typically a bank of the same categories that will pop up. So if you do that event kind of over and over, you understand what some of these categories are, and it'll be like, you know, sizzling summer or weird winter, or, you know, there's all these different categories. And when you get into the event, they'll give you the category of what this round is, and you'll have to quickly go in. What do you have, a minute, Jibbs?
Yeah, roughly like a minute or two. Yeah.
I think it's roughly a minute or two that you'll have to go into your transmog, put this outfit together, and then you're up on stage and you're getting graded or judged on how good your transmog is. And that's how you win the Trial of Style event. Well, a lot of players, including ourselves, we have taken notes, or we research what the past categories have been, and we will pre-make transmog for these. So going from 20 transmog slots to 50 transmog slots is going to allow those folks who really get into the Trial of Style to be able to foresee what those categories might be and pre-make your transmogs for them. So you're not having to, do it within a minute. Because transmog sometimes takes me a while.
Oh, yeah.
I will spend a long time at the transmog making the outfit that I want. And if you really want to be a force to be reckoned with, that's how to do it. You get those categories beforehand, you set them in your log, and you just take your time making each one of these things. And man, you can win that Trial of Style pretty readily if you do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the way, folks, there's a great add-on if you're into transmog like we are. It's called Better Wardrobe. Look it up. It's amazing. Sometimes the updates are a little slow, so it kind of tends to break your add-ons, aka also your game, around major patches. So you may just need to turn it off during that time. But however, yeah, it is fantastic. You're going to see it pulls from Wowhead, so you're going to see incoming outfits long before they're ever announced, like the trading post that we got coming up, so which is now out to everybody who's listening on release day. The winter garb. Known about that for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. We knew that was coming. And so they pulls directly from Wowhead. So pick that up. Better transmog. I think it's Better Transmog and Wardrobe, actually. So anyway, you can check that out. Data mining hints at new secret in Midnight. Join the secretive cabal of the Mine Seekers. Now, this is coming to us from wowhead.com. So data mining for Midnight is clearly heating up, and all signs point toward Blizzard preparing a brand new WoW secret. Speaking of secrets earlier, one tied to the legendary puzzle mastering cabal known as the Mine Seekers. If you love big community mysteries like the Riddler's Worm or the Fell Cycle Secret, Midnight might be setting the stage for something that's new and major. Kash?
Goes right along with what we were talking about with that Discord, friends, that secret finding Discord, because they are going to be all over this. So the Mine Seekers, a little bit about them. We're going to dive into a little bit of lore here, but just for a brief second. The Mine Seekers in the past have been seen and known in the game as being shadowy figures behind some of WoW's most elaborate secrets. And a lot of this revolves around their massive community collaboration to solve the puzzles that they're laying out before you. A lot of times there's some very obscure clues, but also leading to really cool rewards like exclusive mounts and toys. So the last time we saw the Mine Seekers was revolving around the Riddler's Mine Worm, which we talked about a bit earlier. And recently, the devs have teased at the fact that even in some of the text that these Mine Seekers have said in game is that they are going to, quote, see us again soon, end quote. Yes. So that means to me that they're absolutely going to drop some of this stuff into the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that I remember when that was first discovered. Like the community first got wind of the very first worm. Remember when that came out? I think it was Legion-ish. I think it was Legion. We all went nuts for it. Like everyone, the community was working toward it, and the groups were being formed for it. Like it's such an amazing thing. And so the fact that, something like this is coming back that we can sink our teeth into, like, yeah, it's so funny you brought up the Warcraft Secrets Discord. First off, I love that sort of thing, but gosh, like it's like a different kind of completionism, and it's so satisfying when you have acquired that thing. It's like, even though like maybe you didn't figure out all the steps because you're working together as a community, or maybe you're using, the Discord or the website, Warcraft Secrets, like it's still so satisfying every time. It never fails. And so I'm definitely looking forward to this.
It is. And this is going to lead to more of that community collaboration. And the end result of these community collabs for finding a lot of these secrets in game is a guide. You are eventually going to get a guide at how to do this. But yeah, I think it behooves everybody to take a step back and understand sometimes that the effort that goes into some of these things is a massive undertaking by a certain very small percentage of the World of Warcraft community. They dive into the stuff. So when you get one of those shiny little YouTube videos that shows you in 15 minutes or 10 minutes how to acquire this mount, there's been a lot of effort that has taken place behind the scenes to be able to have that guide. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when I'm going through that Discord and the things that they've uncovered, you know, yeah, it's probably 20 or less, but the amount of work and collaboration is pretty impressive to see that. So, and of course, like this stuff is data mined. We've always talked about, you know, the fact that we're not huge fans of data mining, but every once in a while it brings a gem like this to it.
Yeah.
To get you excited. So I think there's a lot of positives and negatives when it comes to data mining. You get to see things maybe a little bit early, but it also gives you the opportunity to hear about something that just might be your shtick and might get you excited about. This could be the difference between somebody purchasing Midnight and somebody not purchasing Midnight. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason that the developers at Blizz don't really choose to come down on data miners too hard. But, you know, there's also could be reasons like why they're putting these assets in the game and making them able to be data mined in hopes that somebody like this is going to discover it and go, hey, guess what we found? There's some cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
So this definitely does hint, this data mine definitely does hint at Midnight that the Mind Seekers are going to be in there. There's also a feat of strength and a title, which could indicate that your character might be able to join the secretive cabal of the Mind Seekers. Apparently there's a quest line in there, and it might be able to grant you a title of the Mind Seeker if you go through some of this stuff. But again, this is all very speculative information, data mined, and we don't have a confirmation on it. So, but pretty much if Wowhead's putting it out, it is a pretty good indicator that this stuff was found and is going to be a distinct possibility for us in the game, which is super cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they continue on there with the Sanctuary, the Mind Seekers. A new name location appears in the files. There's no map, no details, but just a name. And then the new spells. So there's 5 different spells simply named Mind Seeker were also added. No extra info yet, but their existence supports the idea of a large multi-step puzzle is definitely coming.
Yeah, and, you know, through doing a little bit of a deep dive on this for the show, there are also several NPCs in the file of Midnight that carry the Mindseeker title. So there's a few of them here. There's Jeremy Fiesel, previously involved in the Fell Cycle secret, so definitely a member of the Cabal and returning with a new role here. There's Rifta, that's probably a play on Grifta. If you've seen Grifta, he is the he's found in Tazavesh and some different parts of the game, but he's an amazing amulet dealer, and we don't really know why he's involved with the Cabal. But if you get a chance, he's in Tazavesh. His name's Grifta, Griftah. Look at some of the items that Grifta carries as the amazing amulet dealer, and you'll laugh. Like there's some really fun stuff. They're just things to pick up. They're not going to provide you any benefit. But if you were to mouse over some of the descriptions for these amulets, it's actually pretty funny, some of the stuff that he has. But anyway, apparently rumored to be part of the secretive Cabal. Then there is Anachron, which is a mysterious cross-timeline merchant who will outright admit that he works for the Mindseekers. So there's a lot of heavy implication that the Cabal is paying attention to what we're doing and is going to be bringing us more secrets.
That's so cool.
So definitely something to keep your eye on.
That's so cool. I love that they're legitimizing them, and I hope there's a vendor. I want to wear a tabard. I want to see what transmog's available. That's just so exciting. I love that sort of thing, man.
It is very exciting. And like for me, like I love long quest lines. I love secretive things like this. I love things that cause me to sink my time into achievements like this. And case in point, my Lore Seeker title, right? Yeah. I spent a crazy amount of time shooting for that title a few years back, and I am so proud to rock that title. And I think if you're able to get a Mindseeker title and join, or maybe there's a faction currency or something that is tied to this, I just think little things like this really do help to add more depth to your gameplay away from the regular daily or weekly quests that you're doing for gear or for whatever currency it is to increase your eye level. And all that stuff's important too, because your character becomes more powerful. But for the casual, this is really fun. You can hop in, for an hour and get a little bit deeper into the story behind these things and do something that's really unique within the game and can be considered pretty niche.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you're showing it off, like how many people do you see showing off the fell cycle? You don't see that very often. Just don't, the mind worms,
right.
People have them. But it's like you don't see it very often, even out and about nowadays. So it's cool to see that stuff. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and if you chunk at it a little bit at a time, even for the casual player, like this is 100% an aspect of the game that you can dive into.
That's right, 100%. World of Decorcraft, Azeroth's next top builder. This is happening right now, as of the release of this episode, and it's coming. Actually, it's was announced on the official WoW forum. So. Early access housing is live as the release of this episode, and it comes to Blizzard to release the first ever World of Decorcraft, Azeroth's next top builder, and it's underway on Twitch. So this whole week, there's going to be a live creative showdown, and listeners can tune in right now to root for their favorite builders. You're going to have a kickoff stream on December 2nd. You're going to have the build week from December 3rd through the 9th, and then the grand finale on December 10th, live on Twitch, hosted by Zepla, judged by Svan and Annie Fuchsia. Yeah, dude, this is exciting. So there's going to be 6 builders, 3 Horde, 3 Alliance, and they're crafting full housing builds from scratch. Judges are looking for creativity, resourcefulness, and strong personal expression. Builders can work on their own schedule throughout the week with a midweek check-in and a big live finale where winners are crowned. Now, here's the exciting part. Here's the loot. So, Grand Champion gets a Midnight Physical Collector's Edition, signed dev team merch, a housing mug, a holiday sweater, 1 year of Warcraft game time. That is awesome.
It is, and it goes into second and third place, and then there's all the finalists will get something too. We don't have to go through like all the prizes they're going to get, but it just goes to show that they're really bringing the spirit of housing together with the community. And I would assume this is going to be something that they're going to air in some way for all of us to be able to see what these creations are.
Yep.
And when you look at some of the stuff that people are able to build that they've already done on the test realm, it's pretty incredible. I think I saw something where somebody built a dragon out of one particular piece of, I don't even remember what it was. Did you see that dragon?
No, never seen it before.
It was incredible. Like one item that they just purchased over and over and over and over again. And they created out of that one item a dragon just sitting in the middle of this beautiful field. And those are going to be some of the like I could never do something like that. But you take the housing system that you'll be able to create all kinds of stuff with and just make a beautiful home. But then you take the different items that you can put together and overlap to make new things that are not available, like this dragon. And it's just incredible how crafty people can be and what their mind can see and build with just regular everyday items that you could buy from a housing merchant. It's pretty insane. And I think that's kind of where they're headed here with let's just get creative with it and see the amazing things that people can build with assets that are available, but build something completely different and mind-blowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And going off what you're saying, that's one of the most fun things about housing. And honestly, something that's already in the game and has been in the game for, well over a decade now. Decades. And that is transmog. Like whenever you step into a system and you start to look at it differently from a different point of view, and I'll take transmog for an example. Every piece of mog becomes important. Every piece of mog becomes integral because you look at it from a standpoint of, ooh, I could piece this together. I could piece that together. Don't look at the whole thing. You look at like, what could I do with this? And that's why Trial of Style is so exciting. And so fast forward to here we are, you know, this housing system. Tell me it would not be cool if they had their own version of Trial of Style, but for housing, like miniaturized version, and you had XYZ amount of time to make something off a theme. Would that not be fun?
It would be. And it's amazing that you said that, because as soon as you mentioned Trial of Style, I was like, ooh, I wonder if they're going to put something in the game for housing specifically.
I hope they do.
Like yeah. And you know, you think too, like if you were to win something like that, maybe there's a title connected to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, like This Old House, or, you know, just something super cool where you are getting achievements. And we know there's going to be achievements tied to housing, which makes the system fun. Like when I think of the most exciting things for me when it comes to this is the fact that, like, number one, housing is going to be instanced, but there's the potential there for public access. So other people can come in and check out your stuff. So like your guild neighborhood, other people are going to be able to come in and just tour it. And like, that's going to be endless. You would imagine there's going to be a list somewhere of neighborhoods that people can just tour, the option to just come through and tour it. Mm-hmm. And if there's some type of a competition attached to that in some way that's community wide, I think that is going to be one of the most exciting parts about the housing feature, is that it takes transmog and just exponentiates what transmog is in the game and what your creativity can create, and allows other people to just pop in and see your stuff. Yeah. It's going to be incredible.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And so as we move into the housing system finally releasing, I'll never forget when you and I saw that trailer. We were in the middle of creating for Ashes of Creation, and I sent you that text with a YouTube link, and I said, watch this. I'll never forget the conversation we had afterward. Like, this is just going to be insane. Fast forward all these years later and all the many months that came with it, and here we are creating in Azeroth, and we're finally getting to step into housing. I want to know what excites you the most about housing itself now that we finally have that feature coming to Warcraft.
I think the biggest thing above and beyond the low-hanging fruit, which is just the ability to have a place to call your own and to pick a theme and go with it and build a place that your character lives within Azeroth. I think that's probably the lowest hanging fruit there. The biggest thing that attracts me to this system is the fact that it goes deeper than just being able to build your own house. So you're going to be able to have guild neighborhoods with your friends, right? Yeah. Where it's going to look just like the video did, where you're working on your house and, you know, your neighbor comes by and it just happens to be your buddy that's in Discord. Well, let me see what you're building. And they get to walk through and see that stuff. But even beyond that, the events that they are going to have, the themed events that they're going to have within the neighborhoods, or very specific rewards. It's going to move along your experience. And, you know, it's going to kind of be like either the trading post with Trader's Tender, where you move that along by doing certain things, and you know, different, like your Delver's experience, right? The more delves you do, the more Delver's experience you get. It's going to be the same way with housing. And these events that are going to come in are going to be themed to different things. And your neighborhood might get a different event than another neighborhood. So you might do your event in your neighborhood, earn the tender, earn the currency, and then go into somebody else's event that's themed something different and spend that currency there, because they have items that you have, different specific items that you want. And to have that flexibility in this system and make it so much deeper than just building a house and, you know, displaying your items and all that fun stuff that's going to come along with it. There's so much more depth to the system that we're yet to uncover yet, because it hasn't been implemented. And that's just with two different aesthetics. You have your Horde aesthetic in Razorwind, and then you have your Elwyn for the Alliance. And that is just the 2 type of houses that are currently available. The system has so much potential for infinite expansion. That is what excites me the most.
Yeah. Wow. Well said. You hit everything on the nailed on the head there. I'm just excited for I feel like this is the first time. Granted, we had a good housing system in ESO for the most part, but I'll be honest, I feel like I haven't had this kind of housing system since WildStar. And that at the time was the king of housing systems. The things that it allowed, and it was because it allowed you as the player the ability to do so much and make some exciting and amazing things. People making jumping puzzles and doing all that, right? And I'm just excited to see. It's like WildStar again, but it's in the world that we both love. You know, it's the one that we've cared for so long, the lore that we've been so attached to, and the characters that we adore. And now we're able to, like, just like you said, you know, we're like able to put roots down and create something here. And I tell you, if what we have right now on Wowhead's housing database is just a taste of what we're going to get to enjoy and experience, and it's just like that natural next step, you know, that the thing that you're just like, man, now I'm even more connected to Azeroth. And I can't, honestly, the thing that I look forward to most is enjoying all of that with the community, our friends, our close friends. And then in every other way, whether it's role play or something else entirely, like, it's just so exciting to be with so many people. And that's what I look forward to the most, I think.
Yeah, and there's so many people that are going to be coming back to the game just because of the housing feature. I think when you really look at some of the inspirations for housing and the way that it's going to launch in Warcraft, it is very evident that the developers there really took their time to craft this based on the other housing systems that are out there that they know people love. And I know WildStar had to be a part of that. They had to have gone back and looked at that system and then sat back down on the table and said, okay, this game has a really good system. This game has these features of their housing system that I think we should look at closely. And then this game and this game and this game. Let's take that and put it on crack. And that's where all these additional systems came from that are going to make the WoW housing system very difficult to follow for any other MMOs. And, like, not that I want to get down on the MMO rabbit hole, but MMOs are not in a good place. If you've looked or followed development for other MMOs, like, there are MMOs getting canceled everywhere. So for Blizzard to come out with this type of a housing system in a time where MMOs are struggling anyway, it is going to yet again be an additional reason for people to just stop looking at some of the other MMOs and their features and just go, why would I play another game when World of Warcraft has everything? Absolutely everything. When you look at the feature-rich environment, and this is just, it extends beyond housing. When you look at the feature-rich environment of what World of Warcraft offers, to me, there's no doubt why it's the king and why it will probably continue to be the king for a long, long time.
Yep, agreed. I can't say it better. Folks, we're excited for this. We're excited for you to be able to jump into this. Let's jump in and have some fun.
One last thing on this. Do you think at any time in the future I will be able to have or purchase an NPC of Jaina Proudmoore and be able to put her in my house?
Wow, that's professional.
That's a great question. Why don't you ask Ian?
I'm just saying.
I will tell you this. I would love to have roaming NPCs come and visit your house. That would be amazing. And to have just like Thrall or, you said Jaina or even Anduin. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, all those other ones are great. But if I could get a Jaina.
Folks, we're going to wrap up the show. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey everyone, Kash and Jibbs here, and we wanted you to be part of Azeroth Morning Radio.
We're putting together something special to showcase our amazing community right here on the show itself.
All you need to do is record a short voice clip of yourself saying this line and make it your own.
Hi, I'm your character name, and when I'm not in something funny, personal, or totally chaotic, I'm listening to Azeroth Morning Radio.
Here's a few examples. Hi, I'm Leaf Spinner, and when I'm not falling off Zeppelins, I'm listening to Azeroth Morning Radio. Hi, I'm Leaf Spinner. When I'm not raiding at 3 a.m., I'm listening to Azeroth Morning Radio.
Keep it short, have fun with it, and don't worry about perfection. We want your real personality and in-game charm to shine through. Quick tip, you don't need fancy gear, just use the voice recorder app on your phone, hit record, and send us the file. Pretty easy.
Once you've got your clip, email it to us at azerothmorningradio@gmail.com. We'll pick our favorites to feature in future episodes, so you might just hear your own voice on the show. Because let's be real, Azeroth's always better when we can share it together.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us here today. First off, it's a little bit short of an episode. It was just because of the constraints of recording. It's just the time frame that we were able to do it this week, and so we do apologize. Normally, our episodes are longer, and of course, we normally have a snark and that sort of thing. But anyway, that would come back. It's been an amazing first 10 episodes, and we're really excited for the future of AMR and things that we're working on behind the scenes to connect with you in a bigger and better and greater way. And it's just been awesome. So thank you everybody who has continued to listen. And I just can't wait to see what happens in the future.
Yeah, friends, one of the things that we are actively working on here is making sure that you feel that this show is for you. We are very tied into understanding who our audience is and what we can do to increase the value of this show for you. So please, if you have feedback for us, feel free to get a hold of us on one of the many ways that you can. We'll go over some of those ways here pretty quick, but we are always open to feedback, positive or negative. We want to see what we're doing right, and we want to see more of what you would like to see on the show. If you leave us a voice message or anything with your voice recording on there, we want to feature the people that this show is for. And again, that is you.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. This was Azeroth Morning Radio. If you enjoyed it, please, this is where we rely on you. The only way we grow is if people learn about us more and more every week. That's how this hearth continues to stay warm and the house gets bigger. I can say that now the housing's getting ready to come out. But anyway, leave us a review if you would, whatever podcast app you're using. If you're using YouTube, you can subscribe to us. It helps us there. And honestly, if you could just spread the word about our show on your Discord server, that helps in a big, big way. And it helps other gamers who may enjoy this show discover AMR, and we all can be a part of the AMR family. You can always visit our website at azerothmorningradio.com. Full episode transcripts are there. You can read them if you need to, whatever it is. We know that there's an audience for that, and it's very, very important to us that we offer that for you. Yeah, you can learn more about AMR, and also you can get in contact with us directly at over there, or like Kash is getting ready to tell you our email. Kash.
You can email us, friends, at azerothmorningradio@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook. We're trying to grow that group a little bit so we can have some better conversations over there. That's facebook.com/Azeroth Morning Radio. YouTube at Azeroth Morning Radio, and coming soon at twitch.tv/Azeroth Morning Radio. Don't forget to send us your Heroes Call topics if you see something really cool out in the community that you think is worthy of the board. Let us know, and we will feature it, and you'll get full credit.
That's right. We love you, folks. Have a wonderful week in gaming, and we can't wait to see you next week here on AMR. Have fun in housing. We sure will. We can't wait to talk about it. Love you guys. Take care.
Safe travels, adventures, and remember, home is where the hearth is.
Job's done.